Hi again guys, I'm back with another unboxing. This one's come from zcube.cn. Once again I've used the Royal Mail option for shipping. I presume it only comes to the UK, but I don't actually know that for certain. It's for one puzzle like this is, it's not always their cheapest option, but it seems to be the quickest. But any more than one puzzle and it's also the cheapest option, so it's a good service to be using. But this is coming in about 10 days, which is the usual for this option, so it's really good service. Stickers are nicely bent, I hope they're okay. But as usual, they've sent me a cube bag with the order, it seems. I don't really use them, but it's always nice to get something free. That's just the packing slip. Stickers for the puzzle that's in here, and a green velvety cube bag. And in the box, as I said, just one puzzle. You might be able to see from the box what's in here. You've seen my previous videos. This is the last one in the series. Hopefully it's the right one this time. This is the Mercury. I've ordered the Mercury twice before so far now. Hopefully I've got the right one this time. Once it came as a Neptune from a different store, and when I contacted them to tell me it was the wrong one, they came back and said the Mercury actually out of stock, and then I couldn't find it anywhere except for a seller on eBay. So I ordered it from the seller on eBay. After waiting about a month for it to arrive and expecting it to come any day, they finally sent me a message saying it was out of stock, even though they told me it had been shipped a month earlier. So I was very cross with that, demanding a full refund rather than waiting for them to be back in stock. And finally all the Bermuda minxes here came back in stock everywhere. They obviously made a new batch of them, so I ordered it from zcube, and here it is. So hopefully, yeah, this looks right, because you've got the 4 special faces are all next to each other, and that's what I was expecting. So at least I've got the right one now. That completes my collection. This is the last one in the series. I've got the whole series now, which is great. So I need to go away and sticker this, and I'll come back to show you some more once I've done it. Alright then, so the Mercury is now sticking again, but I just wanted to show you the whole set now that I've got them. So it's nice to have all 8 there, from Mercury up to... got them in the wrong order. Put Mars in the right place. Right. Mercury up to Neptune there. Can't for the life of me remember which way around Neptune and Uranus go, so I've got them with Neptune on the end, but I'm not entirely certain. I can't bother to Google it, check right now. But all the rest are in the right order. It's very cool having all of them now. I think they look great. So yeah, let's have a look at the Mercury now that it's stickered. Alright, so yeah, it's now stickered. Looks great, this one. So yeah, as I was saying, it's got 4 special faces on this one, all adjacent to each other, which is going to prove challenging to solve the pieces around those 4 special faces. But I think once you've done that, the rest should go fairly smoothly. If you watch my other videos on these puzzles, you would have seen that I've said that the difficulty from these comes from trying to work around the special faces when trying to do the algorithms on the final steps of the solve, like you would on a regular Megaminx. It blocks a lot of those, so you're trying to find a way of doing those final algorithms, which is the challenging part for these, for the most part, or the most challenging part. So yeah, I don't, from what other people have said, this one isn't in the range of being the most difficult of the series, but it's definitely one of the ones that's getting up there, I think, just by looking at it. I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah, can't even scramble it. Okay, so yeah, I'll get this scrambled on camera. If you're one of my regular viewers, you might know I have some issues with white balance on my videos, and I hope it's been improved now. It looks different through my viewfinder right now, better quality, and the reason for that is I've got some new kind of studio lights, proper photography studio lights in my setup for recording. I've also ordered HD video camera. Not an expensive one, I can't afford to spend a fortune on it, but I thought it'd be nice to have a proper video camera for once to make my channel videos look a bit better. That arrived yesterday, but unfortunately it doesn't work, so I've got to send it back and get it exchanged for a working one. So I'm still waiting for that, unfortunately. Otherwise, this video would have been being filmed with that, which is a shame. But oh well, I thought I'd try the lights out anyway. I still think it's going to improve the quality of this. So yeah, I hope you appreciate the hopefully better quality, and it will be improving to proper HD, as I say, once I get the replacement video camera sometime next week. It'll be now. Yeah, it's nothing hugely fancy or anything. It's a reconditioned Panasonic video camera, so it's reasonable quality according to the reviews and stuff that I've read. So yeah, my videos will be full HD 1080p, which will be nice. Oh, losing the centre cap. This is actually quite difficult to scramble. Some of the series are, but this one definitely is. There's a lot of blocking, obviously, where you've got those 4 special faces together. I'm trying to line them up just so I can turn the other ones is posing some problems, which bodes well for the solve. Don't want it too easy, especially given the fact that I've solved a number of these now. Obviously, as with any puzzle, when you get an idea of what you're doing, the solving goes quicker and easier. And given the fact that I've solved quite a number of these, as I said, I don't find them as tricky as I did to begin with, for sure, but they're still challenging and fun. If you haven't seen my other videos, I definitely recommend this entire series. I think they're a brilliant group of puzzles, I really do. Why can't I turn that red face? Was blocking blue. Yellow is blocking blue. So I'll get that there. What's blocking me now? Nothing. Yeah, there's something that happens from time to time. You go to turn a face, it doesn't turn, you think it must be blocked somewhere, so you look around for something that's blocking it, and you can't find anything blocking it. So it turns out it's just not quite lined up right. They turn well, but you do have to have them quite well aligned before they will turn. Okay, I think we're getting close to being scrambled there. This blue and green need to be split up. Like so. But you don't have to worry about it too much, because obviously these are going to get more and more scrambled as you start the solve anyway. But yeah, I think that's about it. Please let me know your thoughts on the quality of this video. Hopefully it's improved over what it was, as I said. I think I might need to position the light on that side a bit better. I've got a bit more shadow over here than probably best, but yeah, once I've had a bit of more practice with these, I'm sure it'll go a bit better. Obviously I need to kind of get used to the best way to set things up to give the best quality. Anyway, I'll go away and give this a solve and get back to you when I've done so and let you know my final thoughts. Okay, so the Mercury Megaminx is solved again. Trickier than I expected, this one. I don't think it's the hardest one in the series, but it's definitely up amongst them, to be honest. It's excuse me. I thought that once I've got all the special faces done, it would be relatively straightforward, but it requires lots and lots of setup moves, this one. To do your algorithms in the last layer is a bit tricky. It took me a while to find the faces I could use to do the corner rotation algorithms and the edge rotation algorithms. It took me a little trial and error before I could figure those out. And whilst inserting pieces, especially around the tops of the special faces, so many times I couldn't find a way to insert them without breaking other ones I'd already put in. It took me quite some trial and error to get this one done. So yeah, very fun and challenging, this one. Definitely one of my favourites in the series. It's up there with Neptune and Mars. Probably not quite as difficult as Mars, but it's not far behind, to be honest. I really like this one. Definitely a fun variant. It's got all the same kind of pros and cons as all the other ones in the series. If you watch my videos, you'll already be aware of those, I'm sure. The turning quality is absolutely fine. They turn quite nicely, but as I said earlier, you do have to get things lined up quite well before you can turn faces, and it just kind of causes a little bit of consternation looking around trying to see what faces are blocking it when nothing is, especially on one like this where it requires lots of setup moves anyway, because there is a lot of blocking. Your first thought when something won't turn is, oh, it's blocked by something, so you're frantically looking around trying to find something that's blocking it, and it turns out there isn't anything. So yeah, you and then you realise, oh, it's obviously something not quite lined up right. But it did feel like this one broke in a little bit, which is unusual. The other ones, and I didn't have any noticeable breaking in that I remember. Well, this one I definitely did. Feel a couple of faces that started turning a little bit better during the solve. But yeah, another excellent puzzle. If you hadn't seen my other videos, just to reiterate, I thoroughly recommend this entire series of puzzles. They are so much fun. They really are. They range from relatively simple to quite difficult and everything in between, but they don't require anything new. If you know how to solve a Megaminx, you are capable of solving this. However, it will require some different kind of planning and application of the algorithms and ways of doing things. But if you know how to solve a Megaminx, there's no reason why you can't solve every puzzle in this series. There is no new algorithms you need to learn or anything like that. So it's just a matter of applying them in the correct way. So yes, definitely looking to trying out these puzzles if you like. A little bit of a challenge from a bandaging point of view, though definitely worthwhile. Alright then guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you like the slightly increased quality, and as I said, HD videos to come in the near future. And thanks very much for watching. Cheers, bye.